CGC reveal time. Welcome, everybody. I am Brad, and I've got 5 slabs to share with you today. Back from CGC, we got some Sports Illustrated, we got some Slam, we got some non-Sports Illustrated or Slam. So I'm going to share with you guys what I got in today. All right, I have already seen these. I've already seen the grades, but we're going to talk about my projections. We're going to talk about the pop reports. We're going to talk about sales, and we're going to enjoy some sweet sports covers. So here we go. Jumping right in, we are looking at a magazine from 2008. This is Slam. It's actually Slam Presents. And we've got Carmelo Anthony, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. Gold Rush. This is from the Redeem Team, 2008. So this is after the Redeem Team won the gold at the Olympics. This is, to me, the second most important USA Olympic basketball team. Redeem Team, pretty awesome. You know, they went through some major embarrassment in 2004. Don't think that they won the gold in 2000 either. And so finally they got the stars to commit and go all in. Really led by Kobe and LeBron, and also I know D Wade was a big part of this team too, even though he's not on the cover. So very cool here. 8.5 for Slam. If you've seen my recent Slam video, you know that an 8.5 is a pretty it's a good grade. An 8.5 on a Slam is a better grade. It's better than getting an 8.5 in a Sports Illustrated, just because Slams are they get damaged a lot more easily. So I projected this at a 9.0. That would have been great if I could have gotten a 9.0 on this. And you know, looking at it, I do think an 8.5 is a fair grade. There have been 6 copies of this graded, but here's what's pretty awesome. This is a pop 1 of 1, none higher. All right, there's an 8.5, there's an 8, there's one 7.5, there's one 7, and then there's one 6, and then there's one 5.0. So, wow, that just shows you once again how hard it is to get a good grade on Slam. This is from 2008. This is not very old. This is definitely considered a modern magazine. This would have been a collectible magazine. Once again, Redeem Team, Olympics, Kobe and LeBron on the cover. And for an 8.5 to be the highest graded, that tells you something. And I'm pretty stoked with it. Especially, I'm a huge Kobe fan. And, you know, LeBron being on the cover adds a lot of collectability as well. And just the Redeem Team in general. If you haven't seen the Redeem Team documentary that was on, I think it was on Netflix, highly recommend watching that. That was a very enjoyable watch. So this issue does have 2 sales, but they're not great comps. The 5.0 sold in June of last year, so almost a full year ago, for $36. The 6.0 sold in March of 2022, so over a year ago, for $50. So I don't know. I would think with this being the highest graded, it would be worth a few, a couple hundred or a few $100. Nothing crazy, but definitely a little bit of value on it with it being such a cool cover and being the highest graded. And happy to have it. Happy to add it to my collection. I am at some point trying to get every Kobe Sports Illustrated and Slam cover. And I'm on my way. Well on my way on that. So not graded, but I have most of them in newsstand. I just need to get them graded. Okay. Moving on to number 2 out of 5. Very unique. Not Sports Illustrated, not Slam. From 2002. This is the official NBA magazine United Kingdom version. And this was issue number 1. This is issue number 1. So it's Kobe Bryant on the cover. You've also got Dikembe Mutombo. Behind, you've got Jason Kidd, Tim Duncan, Allen Iverson. Who else is that down there? It looks like Antoine Walker down here in this corner, from the 2002 All-Star game in, or no, this was in, I believe this was in Philadelphia. Yeah, this was in Philadelphia. This was in Kobe's hometown. So I thought this cover was so cool. Once again, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. I projected this at an 8.0, stoked to have it at a 9.0. I got this off eBay in a lot. There were 4 magazines that were all official NBA magazines, UK, and the buyer was in Great Britain. So I bought these. They were shipped from Great Britain. The other covers, one had Iverson, one had Shaq, one had John Stockton. I've never seen any of these available anywhere else, and I've looked. Really, I've looked because I was trying to find more out about the magazine, but it is issue number 1. You can see there on the top of the slab, it says official NBA magazine number 1. This was the very first issue that they put out there, with this United Kingdom version. So I think this is amazing. The fact that it's the first issue is pretty cool. But primarily I just love it. It's an awesome licensed cover photo of Kobe, my favorite player. Very cool. No idea if there's any value to that or not. I think anything. And yeah, look on the slab, it says, I know you guys can't see very well on here, but it does say premiere issue right there. And then over here, it says United Kingdom. And then it says Kobe Bryant cover. I think anything Kobe has some collectability, and that's just a beautiful shot of him, in his prime number 8 jersey. I believe he was the MVP of that All-Star game in Philadelphia. All right. So that's 2 covers down, both with Kobe. Here's cover number 3. We got another Slam magazine, and this is from 1998. And this is also my guy, Kobe. 5.5, not a good grade. And I projected a 7.5. So terrible projection by me. I mean, yeah, I can see a 5.5. Once again, this was before I really understood how grading worked. I could see a 5. I'd say this is probably more of a 6, but I'll give you a 5.5. I'm not gonna split hairs with you. This is Kobe's first solo slam. This is probably my favorite Kobe slam cover, and he's been on, I think, 14. So his first cover was in 96 with a bunch of other members of the 96 draft class. So he did not, he shared the spotlight on that cover, but this is his first solo cover. It's all about him. It says Kobe Can't Be Stopped from 1998, before they won any of their titles. Very cool. So 5.5, once again, not great. There have been 14 copies graded, but this is one of those slam issues that has been skewed by reprints. So there's one 9.8 and there are 2 9.6s. I've been able to find all of those online and confirm that they're reprints. In fact, they're all being sold by the same seller. I guess I shouldn't make a judgment on whether or not that seller knows for sure, but my assumption is that seller purchased them from the Slam website, sent them in, got them graded, sold them, and they sold for over $1,000. But this was one where the buyer saw one of my videos about the reprints and got his money back. So yeah, the pop reports are all messed up on this one. But a legit, a newsstand copy. Yeah, and so I don't know really, what all these are. I know the 9.8s and the 9.6s are reprints. There's also one 9.4. There's also 2 9.2s. My guess is that those would probably be reprints too, but I don't know for sure. Definitely possible at least one of those is a newsstand. There's also an 8.5. There's 2 8.0s, 2 7.0s. a 6.5, a 6.0, a 5.5. So this is the lowest graded. A 6.0 newsstand, not a reprint, sold in March of this year for $85. So this one's probably pretty comparable to that. I'm not a grade snob. I'm pumped to have Kobe's first solo slam cover in newsstand. Of course, I always want a higher grade, but I just like to have copies of them. I'm telling you, I think some of these issues are so hard to find in newsstand. I'm just happy to have any grade. All right, we got 2 left in this box. One Sports Illustrated, one not Sports Illustrated. This is a Sports Illustrated. This is from 2002. This is one of the most recognizable covers. And this is LeBron James, first cover, 9.4, and it's a blank box subscription. All right. So there's newsstand copies. That's the premium. That's what you want. There's subscription copies with addresses printed on the label. That's typically not what you want. There were over 1 million, over 2 million of those printed. Don't really have much value. But then there's a blank box subscription, which means that this magazine was sent to somebody's house that had a subscription to SI, and that person probably was down to their last issue before their subscription ran out. And so Sports Illustrated put a perforated tearaway cover on the outside of this magazine saying, hey, don't forget to resubscribe. And then on that perforated cover is where they put the address mailing label. And so when you rip that off, the blank box is what was under there. So this definitely does not have the value of a newsstand, but it is a slight tier ahead of the normal subscription because you don't have someone's random name and address just junking up this beautiful cover. And actually, I mean, the blank boxes are they're somewhat translucent. It's not like it's just totally a blank white box blocking the cover, because look at that. You can see like part of LeBron's 23 jersey there under that white box. So they're kind of translucent a little bit. They don't totally block out the image. So 9.4. I projected this at a 9.6. There have been 226 newsstand copies of this graded, including 43 9.8s. There have been 107 subscription copies of this graded, which this would qualify as a subscription. And as a 9.4, it's a pop 1 of 12, and there are 17 higher on the subscription side. So sales got 2 exact comps of this one, because this one's been graded a lot, so there are definitely some sales of this. So an exact copy, blank box subscription, 9.4 sold in February of 2022, over a year ago, for $1,150, and another one sold in March of 2022 for $715. I don't think this would go quite for that today. I think that this would realistically sell in the $225 to $500 range would be my estimate. So there you go. And honestly, this is one that I probably will sell. Not a big LeBron fan, and I don't really collect subscriptions. I don't remember how I came across this one or why I got it or how I got it, but this is one that I would have always intended to sell. And put that money right back into either buying some more magazines or sending some magazines off to be graded. I need to be sending them off. I need to stop buying. Can somebody please help me with that? I need some intervention. I don't need to buy any more magazines. I've got too many. Heck, you can see back there, look at all those. I've got stacks, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. That is just the tip of the iceberg. I need to just start sending all these off to be graded. All right, last one, 5 out of 5. This is a program from 1982. This is a 1982 Final Four program. 1982 Final Four, you had Georgetown, you had Houston, you had Louisville, and you had the North Carolina Tar Heels, of course, featuring freshman Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan hit the game-winning shot as a freshman with about 15 seconds left in the championship game to defeat Patrick Ewing and the Georgetown Hoyas. So I think this is kind of cool. There have been two graded. There's a 9.6, and then there's this 7.0. There have not been any sales. So this is another one I'll probably throw up for sale and just see what happens. But yeah, there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate likes, comments, subscribes, and until the next video, see you next time.